In this video, I want to talk about the future of photography and more specifically, how I think you guys can secure your jobs and your value as a creative professional. What's up, my friends? My name is Pi. Welcome to SLR Lounge. This is the place for no-nonsense photography education, tips from working professionals designed for everybody. And today, we're talking about kind of securing your job and your role as a photographer going into the future. Because this is something that we're constantly scared about, right? We're always scared about technology making things easier and the democratization of, I can't say that word, of production and all of that kind of stuff. It's actually something that we talked about, Patrick and I discussed on a recent episode on the F-Stoppers YouTube channel. And it's something I wanted to address in more detail here. So I bring this up because I see and hear a lot of comments that kind of revolve around the following examples. You are not a photographer unless you use a light meter. Man, what the F is a light meter? Just kidding. I do know what one is, but that's one example. If you didn't do it in camera, well, it doesn't count. Do you like my faces that I make with each one of these? This is the face of the person that's saying. Professionals retouch by hand in Photoshop, which is kind of an oxymoron because you can't put your hand into Photoshop. Don't buy presets, make your own. Why? The list honestly goes on and on. And here is my fear. This is my worry for each of the people that are making these types of statements, is that people that say these types of things will often adopt the mindset that photography is more about the process than it is about the result. And in that way, I feel like we got it completely backwards, because honestly, photography, in my humble opinion, has always been about the result, and the process has just been a means of getting there. If you want proof of this, the first proof that I'm going to give you is for you to go and grab a friend. Any friend, just grab someone who's not a photographer. Ask them to look at one of your photographs and tell them, give me your honest opinions. Tell me what you think of this shot. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Why? Here's what's going to happen. In fact, I'm willing to bet that 99% of the time, I'm gonna bet my car. No, I'm not gonna bet my car, because there's gonna be one person. Just trust me, this is what's gonna happen. In every case, they're gonna tell you what they like, what they dislike, and it's not gonna have anything to do with how it was shot, how it was post-produced. They don't care how you got there. They just care about the kind of final feeling that the image gives them. Does it make them feel good? Does it evoke emotion? Do they like the colors? Do they like the shapes? They don't care about anything else. And my point is that this is the audience that we all should be striving to please, right? The audience isn't your fellow photographers. It's nice to get likes on Facebook. It's nice to see your fellow peers support your work. That's great. But really, our audience is that end user. Whether that end user is a follower on your Instagram account or an actual paying client, it doesn't matter. We should be creating images for that person, whoever those people are. And here's my second point of proof. I don't know if this is proof because the man is no longer here, but here's the thing. We often bring up famous photographers in these conversations. People like Ansel Adams. Oh, Ansel Adams wouldn't have gone and done. If Ansel Adams had wonderful neutral gradient filters and all sorts of things, I think he probably did have those by the time, around when he was shooting. But if he had any of these tools, if he had Photoshop, if he had digital, if he had all these things, I highly doubt that he would choose not to use them simply because they interfered with his process. I mean, people that shot film were heavily manipulating their images on film. They were just doing it on film because that was the process back then. Giving them a new set of tools, I would think people like Ansel Adams would be completely stoked. They'd be like, oh man, I can get all of my work done in a fraction of the time and get back out and sit for 2 hours to wait for the sun to arrive at that perfect point in the sky for the perfect landscape, and then go back on a different day if the weather did. You know what? I don't really understand the whole landscape philosophy, like this whole sitting there, coming back day after just to get that one perfect shot. It's fine. It's fine. I know you guys love doing it. I just don't get it. I'm a portrait person. Here's my third argument, and in my opinion, this one's a good one. Because look, to the purist that thinks that editing or post-processing or all those things should not be allowed on a photograph because, well, it's no longer a pure piece of art, it's been changed, it's no longer real. Here's the question. Well, a photograph in and of itself is a manipulation. I mean, you as the photographer, every time you pick up a camera, right? You choose what goes in that frame. You choose what's going to be out of focus, whether you're going to freeze motion, whether you're going to add motion. Are you going to use some sort of special effects? Are you going to manipulate the composition by getting low or taking a specific vantage point? I mean, in every way, shape, and form, a photograph is your visual understanding and the way you see the world around you. It's already a manipulation. In fact, this is what makes it difficult and subjective even within the realm of photojournalism. Because let's say a war or a news photojournalist, they're even choosing which images are going to be photographed, what's going to go into the frame, and what's going to make it to the final presentation. If you want to show more devastation, show more images of that. Cut out all the images, cut out everything that would make things look peaceful, and just show more of one thing. Now, as a news and wartime photojournalist, I would say that ethics and the morality of objective documentation, that is critical, that is important to the job there. But for all of us portrait photographers, and for all of us people that just like to take pretty pictures or shoot weddings or whatever it is, what you're capturing is already a manipulation. Why do we care about that sense of being a purist when even at the point of capture, it was never really pure? Once again, your viewer doesn't really care. They only care that the final product matches up with their vision. So what's the point of this video? What's the point of me saying all these things? It's not because I want to get up on a soapbox. It's because I honestly am worried about our jobs as we go forward, your jobs as you go forward. Because we're always fearful of technology replacing the need for a professional behind the camera. But here's the deal. This is not anything new, right? For the past 20 years, I mean, for the past forever, this has been an issue that's reoccurring in every single industry, not only photography. But if we look at the past 2 decades, just in the world of photography, we went from a massive transition from film to digital. And I know photographers that thrived during that transition, and I also know photographers that went bankrupt during that transition. Here was the difference. The photographers that went bankrupt, they believed that their job was technical. They believed that their job was understanding film and how to process and how to capture and get the perfect exposures and shoot. And that was what they believed photography was to be. So as technology changed, they got upset at all these people that no longer had to follow the process that they had learned. Photography is becoming too easy. Anybody can do it. Anybody can pick it up. There's no longer a need for a professional. These were the people that went out of business. They were the people that went bankrupt. But there was a whole other group of film photographers that understood who they were and what they were doing. They understood that it was about the result, and they embraced technology. And they said, this can help me get to my final vision even quicker. And as a result, they were able to find more clients. They were able to fit and fine-tune their vision to what their clients needed and what their clients wanted. And they used digital as a better medium to get there. In short, the film photographers that were stuck in the process, they closed shop. And the film photographers that were results-oriented embraced the new technology because it was a means to getting to that final vision in an easier fashion. Now, you might think that this conversation has evolved or that we don't think in this way anymore, but I would argue that we do. This goes out to all the people that say, don't buy presets, go and make your own. Or if you're going to do retouch, it has to be in Photoshop. You need to do by hand in Photoshop. If you use any other application, then it's not really retouch. Look, there's a tool for everything. For advanced retouch, if Photoshop is the best tool, which right now, maybe for advanced layering and advanced retouch work, it still is, but eventually it's not going to be. And in that place, if you're stuck going to Photoshop, you're going to be severely outmatched from the person that's just using whatever new tool is there to get there quicker and then to work and go find the next client. On a similar note, Visual Flow develop all of our presets that we create. We spend hundreds and thousands of hours developing each of these packs. To create this entire lighting condition based system, it took 2 years. why would you want to recreate that just to make it yourself versus focusing on what you do best, focusing on your vision and your product? I use Luminar 4 for sky replacements and quick retouching because it gets the job done. I'm not going to not use this tool just because I didn't program or design it. My point in all this is to protect your future, to protect our craft. Because to be honest, you are not a photographer. The camera is your tool, but you are a creative professional. You're simply using the tools that you have to establish and create your vision of a product. Your job should be to bring your vision to life in the most effective and efficient way possible. If that means getting it right in camera, then you're going to get it right in camera. If it means post-production, then do it in post. Whatever the best means to the end, that should be your ultimate goal. Now, if you want to learn how to create, price, and sell your products to clients in ways that they're going to love and appreciate, then I'd highly recommend each of you check out the business training series on SR Lounge. The system teaches everything from start to finish in creating an amazing client experience and, more importantly, in understanding their vision during that process. So much so that they're going to love giving you their money because you're creating something they want and appreciate. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if it's something that you resonate with, please like the video and feel free to share it with your friends. Also, I'll be including links below for kind of everything that we discussed. You guys can join our business group. It's completely free on Facebook with the following link. In addition, you can check out Visual Flow presets as well as Skylum's Luminar 4 and anything else we mentioned in the video. My name is Pi, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.